damn it, I got my hair. Steelers Nation Australia headband. We'll get you some like high socks. Get you some like these shorts.
Hey,
well, you're standing up.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
It's like balls of fairy.
So when JJ52 says, will Raygun make the 53? No, she's cut.
If you're not going to take Raygun, I know a place in Western Pennsylvania where she'll fit right in. Right at the cookie table at a wedding.
She could be my second string long
Call her
snapper.
Dr. Boogie or Dr. Get Down and tell her she has a PhD in Get Down. Like, play the music,
You know what? If she'd had some bling, and looked like LL Cool J and Mama Gonna Knock You Out, she might have won.
Alrighty, Steelers Nation, welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia, and also welcome back to the hat that Bubba is wearing, which is Steelers Dynasty Podcast. Fellas, we are streaming right now on, I think, 2 channels, but 2 different streaming devices, 2 different streams on a mobile shorts feed, I think will start going, and also YouTube feed as well. So we're going to trial it out, see what happens. It's a new feature here on StreamYard. Like Bubba just said in the Black and Gold room, there's that many features these days. You can't keep up what's happening, you know. So we'll see what happens. It's meant to go into the shorts algorithm too, to find both channels. That's why we're in this vertical box here, and Shane's right in the middle, you know. How are you, Shane?
I'm good. You know, the beginning, there was a little bit of an echo, and I was grabbing my headset to see if maybe it was me, but
I know, I heard that, and I was like, oh no. But we sound good now. It's great.
Yeah, I don't know if that's because I've got the 2 streams up. Basically, what it is, it allows me to, which is weird anyway. You go live on your mobile, and like I said, there's Steelers Nation everywhere, apparently. I've heard people from Sri Lanka, from more, and not necessarily they can't be Steelers fans, but I'm like, this gets some weird, like, okay, if you ever go into YouTube Shorts, start watching lives, you'll see people doing sleep streams, you'll see them doing mukbang, you'll see them doing all the weirdest, oddest things you've ever seen in your life. Like, simply people just sitting there driving a car is like a stream. You know what I mean? Like, have you guys been through that stuff before? Like, been through the shorts algorithm in YouTube and live? Never. It's fucking wild.
Yeah, I have.
You get into a whole new universe of like, you get these people just cooking. There's people just doing random things. I saw one guy in China yesterday just cooking on the street.
When I just wrote in the chat, so one's a mobile chat because it got an icon standing up, and another chat. So anytime we chat now, it's going to be mobile and landscape.
I'm
so
still
we got.
here.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a crack, and I don't know how it's gonna work. We'll just try it out for today, and then I'll look at the data tomorrow. But I saw this bloke just making food in China, just I don't know, filming his hot plate and serving food. It's just very odd. The YouTube is a crazy space. Before we get into it, I got a $2 super chat here from Philip. He says, "Need the W this evening all." However, that's £2, which is like $20 in Australia.
Woo!
Nah, it's not. But £2 is a lot of money.
Oh, I don't know. £2. Like you got a bag, you got to carry it and throw it on the counter.
32 ounces.
Oh, we do need a win because I listened to your show today, Mark, and you are Mr. Positivity, but can you see the inconsistency that we're going? It's a roller coaster ride. I don't like roller coasters.
I said, and this is my theme this week, I'm not playing the fucking game anymore. I'm not getting so down the team and then so up on the team. I'm just going to just play. We win. It's really good because it's the middle of the season. And I don't think this is what my whole message was. And you guys can comment on this if you want to. I don't think the loss justifies the means to go and fire Tomlin or anything like that.
No,
it's a loss. Aaron Rodgers played bad. He played really bad. It's his worst football game as a Pittsburgh Steeler. I think we crash out so fucking hard when we lose. And when we win, we don't normally give credit, or sometimes we win and we think we're going to the Super Bowl. There's no middle ground of like playing the fucking season how it's meant to be played. It's up and down roller coaster. And I think it's
every week.
Crazy.
Yeah. So you got to put me off the edge. I got to listen to your show. I'm just upset because I thought they would like primetime games used to be like lately they're not meaning too much for us. They're very hard to take. And I just like to see a primetime victory because I just thought that, the Chargers and I was getting that Supercharger song the last 3 days and I will not listen to it at all. Burns sent it to me. I'm not listening to it.
I don't know why. I don't know why you would. I wouldn't wear a fucking Bengals jersey if you paid me $1 million to do it.
No. I just wish. I know they're better than what we saw Sunday, and that's what makes me mad. That's all.
I agree too, but I want to get Shane's thoughts on this. Shane, do you think the Steelers fans they're unreasonable for crashing out or going too hard on the team when they lose like this? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, these are the type of fans that say that a defensive back is horrible because he lets someone catch a pass or score on them. I mean, it's one of those things if you're a pitcher in baseball, someone's going to hit the ball you're throwing. So for crying out loud, it is what it is. Just like if you're riding the car with the family and you decide to eat a certain place that Shane can't digest, when you ride home, you're going to have to deal with the fucking consequences. Pay the piper. You got to take
Wait.
It's called a season.
So all the family has to go to this one spot, and you have to deal. You have to go with. I love that. Shane's analogies are fucking on point every time.
If you're a Steelers fan and you have 6 Super Bowl champions, it's gonna hurt a little bit more, be a little bit more painful. The stank is gonna be stinkier when you lose. Sorry,
you're absolutely right, Shane. I believe that's a great analogy because being Steeler fans, we hear it from everybody when we lose. It doesn't matter. Wait,
Bubba. I thought you were going to say, I know what you're saying because Tammy eats certain places and stinks.
Well, my stomach, you never know about me sometimes, but, I agree with your analogy.
I think it's a really good analogy because everyone's eating well and Shane's upset, but he's got to deal with the consequence of that happening anyway. It's a deal with the loss.
I didn't pick the spot, but you guys I'll eat here and I'll blow the shit up.
Bubba, you've been friends with Shannon for a long time. This has always been the case of these analogies come out like this. If you're at the grocery store with him or something, you know what? By the way, this means that.
He'll call me at any hour on the hour, and he's like, Bubba, I just got this brainstorming idea that we got to do this. And he's like, well, Bubba, now you can tell me to shut the fuck up and you don't have to do it. But now I'm like, no, Shane, it's a good idea. And he's like, okay, I'll see you later. And he goes.
He's like, that show Pinky and the Brain? He's like that. He's like, hey, he's like, I've got another worldwide plan to take over the whole world. I love it. Look, we'll go through our instant reactions. I understand the game was not good. We play offensively; it was really bad. 0 for 3 on 0 for 8 and third downs. They could not move the football because the passing was off by Rodgers. Offensive line was off. Things were terrible. But I'm going to flip it a little bit because I understand it was a bad game. The defense to me played okay. Got 5 sacks. I watched the game again last night. I wasn't going to, and I did. They were in the game until second half. The offense had chances. They had the 40-yard line, the 50-yard line, the missed field goal. They had chances to move the ball down the field. They went for it 12-3 in a really bad play calling series with 3rd down, 4th down to go for the end zone. That fucking sucked. I don't think it's going to be a continual thing of being consistently bad like this. I actually think they're going to turn it around. But Bubba, what did you think of this instant reaction of the game? Was Rodgers played his first piss poor game.
I agree with you on that. He was overthrowing. Like people were open, and I'm like, oh my God, that pass to Metcalf was a touchdown. If he would have just got it, the Janu Smith one, that was a little too high. I think that was a catch too anyway, even doing the review. But he was running back here for his life, and I'm surprised that the Chargers defense, it was good, but it was better than what I thought it would be. But with Aaron Rodgers not being on all cylinders and having his worst game as a Steeler, you've seen that. I'm going to say this, though. I wish Metcalf would get a little – I know he's going to get double teamed, but he's a physical presence. He has to make himself physical, whether he's getting double teamed or not. he has to make a stand and make a presence. And that fourth down was a terrible play call. And then the miss by Boss. The defense held us into the game almost a whole way up to the midway through the third quarter. They were getting too tired. They cannot be out there in the field that long. But that's my take.
Shana, what about you? Just overall,
defense played well enough for the Steelers to win. I mean, if that defensive performance was pretty consistent throughout the season, and the offense played a little bit better, they're going to win a lot of games. It's just, Rodgers had one guy to look at. If that guy wasn't open, there was no check down. Herbert, on the other hand, he had some check downs. He made some plays. He didn't hold on to the ball any longer than Aaron did. I mean, it was just a matter of, I think, the defense for the secondary for the Chargers just played a little bit better. Herbert was rushed 9 times, or hurries. They call them hurries. I get them screwed up. What he had 5 sacks. He was sacked 5 times. Aaron was sacked.
He got hit a lot,
like 3 or 4 hurries. So if you stack them up, Steelers defense did better. They held them. It's tough when you start with a safety, right? And then things just kind of steamrolled from there. They couldn't get out of their own way.
Correct.
But I think, listen, guys, I'm a glass half full. I'm usually not. This week, I think Cincinnati's going to take a big L. They come to Acrisure. I wouldn't really sweat it. Steelers go, they're like a rubber band. As soon as they have a shit game, they look like sugar.
Well, here's the good thing that I can go off of that, Shane, is the Steelers defense is better this time around facing Cincinnati than they were the last time.
Yeah.
I believe. And if we do get a stop, and hopefully it's not that high scoring, because Cincinnati's team is already in disarray as it is, over on that side of Ohio. Our defense is better. I just think we need a little bit more series we have to convert on third downs and more offensive time on the field and get some plays. I think we average maybe 30 to 35 plays a game, and that's probably not good.
You know what it is? It's actually Matt Williamson said it the other day on Steelers Live. I think it's like 50 to 52 per game, and our time possession is the worst in the NFL. It's like 32.
Check that out.
So there is definitely a problem because sometimes we are scoring early too, like on the touchdowns. But
also it's turnovers. So when we get turnovers, we only have to play half the field too. So that adds up too.
But I think as well, like the last game, you just saw there was no rhythm with the offensive line. They definitely missed. It's funny to say, Ciamale plays really well with Jones, and then Spencer Anderson next to him didn't play too well. There was some things, miscommunications. I saw one play look like all the offensive line thought it was a run, which really was a pass. They did like run blocking technique or whatever, and the next minute they get smashed. I'm just going to try and wipe this game away, and I think they can get prepared because they've been playing pretty well all season offensively, scoring 25 points per game. Now, not always a big play, but like J-Devil says, looking for the big play too much, and we got behind. They did. They got behind the sticks all the time. And the offense was going backwards. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand that we lose a game like this, and you want to win, you should win. They had chances to win for sure. However, if they can bounce back again, then we are on that roller coaster ride. You know what I mean? Then we're back to it. So I'm not going to stay there and say I've seen videos and tweets saying the team sucks, we're awful, we're fucking terrible. And I'm like, I don't think that just now, maybe the Packers game or the Bengals game in those 2 games, sure. But I did see a team beat the Colts, right? Mm-hmm. And then this week, Jonathan Taylor goes for 360. The Bills just lost against the Dolphins. The Saints upset the fucking Panthers, even though they're a divisional rival. Right?
The AFC is very weak. There's not a strong AFC team.
It's like the NFL is everywhere. Yesterday's game was 10-7. I think sometimes, and what I've noticed over the years watching this and being on YouTube in this space, I feel like Steelers fans get so focused on what we do all the time when the Dolphins just beat the Bills, and the Bills are meant to be a playoff team. Last week, the Jets beat the Bengals. 2 weeks ago, but the Bears scored 48. It's so up and down every fucking week. So this feels like the season that there is no true contender to me in the AFC, unless you might be thinking it could be the Patriots. But we beat the Patriots. Did you see what I'm trying to get at? I don't think it's as bad as what it is.
I see what you're getting at. And Tomlin sums it up when he had a quote a couple years ago. He said, When you're playing bad, you just got to get better. But you know, it's like, but here's the AFC. The AFC is rock, paper, scissors cuts paper, paper covers rock, rock smashes scissors. There's no fucking sense to it, guys. It's AFC is rock, paper, scissors. It's just the circle jerk of chaos, and that's what the AFC is.
And that's why, I've been putting on for the last 2 years. I've been thinking about this stuff, and you guys can help me out. Sometimes it's just football. Like we think we're going to win, and the other team plays better. That play from Charger to McDonald. What is that? I don't know his game. The McConkey or whatever his name is.
That 55-yarder.
That was a nice play.
Yeah.
That football could only be there, and Eccles was there to grab it, and he missed it. Now, and also JPJ, he fucking should have caught the interception. And we go, oh no. But that's why we watch the game. We watch the game because of these reasons, because we want to support our team and get after it. And then when that's I said the new word crash out, I think the Steelers fans crash out because we didn't fucking win the game. And we didn't win because it didn't play well enough. It doesn't mean it's going to reflect the next game. I hope not anyway, because it's the Bengals fucking game. But anyways, that's just my little viewpoint on it. I just don't think it's as bad as it is. Rodgers had a bad game. He talked about it. Mike Tomlin in the press conference, he was asked a question about Rodgers, and he said, "What do you think? How do you think he played?" or something like that. They all know they played shit. You know.
I just wish that they would use like Warren a lot more. I don't know why they get away from that, because in that first half it was 3-2. Hi Kenny, how you doing?
Yeah,
it was like a baseball score. Like I seen they used Caleb Johnson in that first half trying to get him, but also too that safety he took that safety, and then that was it just unwound a little bit more. Just the ball of yarn is getting a little frazzled. But like I said, the defense, in a plus, they were better than they have been. In the first 6 games, they played great last week. This week they played just as good enough to win, but we didn't know the offense was going to slip up. We have to have both sides of the ball playing at least 85%, and I believe we're going to win.
I reckon Rodgers was just off this game. I think he was missing.
I think he got hit. He looked like on the sidelines, and we said it on the live stream that his eyes were watering.
There was one picture where he did get pretty hard by Bud Dupree. If you've seen that one, hit on Rodgers, I'll try and bring it up. But yeah, I think he might have been hit on this one, or it's I'll bring it up. This is the picture that's going around like the internet. It's like he fucking rocks him. Not saying it was a bad hit. It's a good tackle. Sure, it was a bit head to head. But let me bring it up if I can try and find me pictures. But I think definitely Rodgers to me was off in this game. And then if that's the first 10 weeks in, I've seen point saying maybe he's washed, but it's like
he doesn't want to be hit. He does not.
Rodgers.
He does not want to get hit. He does not want to get sacked. He does not want to take a hit. He's 41. He wants to get hit as minimal as possible.
That's the one there where I think he might have been a bit dazed after it. He got hit by
I think he might have been. I think he might have been because his eyes were watering and he was off. I mean, he was just off throwing like 10 yards. That one interception he threw, like I was like, who's he throwing to? Like, and they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you if he was.
No way. Tomlin won't tell you anything. He won't tell you anything either. So yeah, he got rocked by Bud Dupree. Rodgers is not 30 anymore, 27. When he breaks a pocket, he can run 2 miles an hour. He's going to get hit. Anyways, fellas, I'm kind of keen to move on though to the next game and talk the next 40 minutes about how shit the Bengals.
Let's etch a sketch that because etch a sketch. You know what? Etch a sketch and shake it.
Yeah. But I'll start first with Shano. Let's get his perspective on trying to calm. I'm calm this week, I think. I'm calm. I'm ready for the game.
Till tomorrow.
Trying to cut. Yeah, no. I just treat that like you said now. Give me my money, I'll play the game, and I'll turn it off, and then I'll just not think about it because I'm actually pretty much I'm almost 50-50. Do I come back next year? Probably. I'm almost 51 no and 49 yes. I'm almost over it.
Take their money.
I don't know yet. The show has changed a lot compared to last year. It's
You know why it's changed? Because it's you against the world, my brother.
Yeah, well,
that's just my opinion.
They can be critical now of the Steelers being bad, but when we were winning, they weren't like praising. I don't know. Anyways, 100%. So I would like to hear Shano's take going into this game, trying to Bubba's on the ledge. He's almost ready to jump off. No, I'm not saying that, but he's thinking about changing teams. No, he'd never change teams.
No. I'm just very angry.
He's very angry. Shane, how do we start this game preview with the Bengals coming up?
Well, I think most football teams say there's a 24-hour window where you talk about the win, you talk about the losses, and then it's just business as usual. So, Monday morning rolled around by about noon. I think they were prepping for Cincinnati. So they already looked at the tape. They've seen Joe Flacco before. It was Joe Flacco's second game with Cincinnati when they got their butts kicked. But I think it's going to be a whole different ball game here coming into Acrisure Stadium. I think the Steelers have a little bit better luck. It has a lot to do with luck. I mean, just a couple plays here and there can change the whole dynamic of the game. I just think the Steelers are just going to be better this week.
Yeah, and I think that's the funny part about the Colts game. Great game, turnovers, amped up. Everyone's playing super tough. We win the game 27-20. Maybe the offense wasn't always there, but it was a good game. Next week, get outmatched. And then it's next week again, this is the Bengals game. Bubba, what are your initial thoughts going into this game versus the Bengals? Like, is it going to be different from last time?
Well, I hope it's going to be different. It's a revenge rematch game. Like I said, hopefully if our secondary tightens up 80% better than they did the last time they played, we should win this game. And they should run Jaylen Warren. I know Cincinnati signed some defensive players to their practice squad because they need some help. I just seen that a couple minutes before we went on. I do not like Cincinnati. I definitely don't like some of the Cincinnati fans because they think they're all that in a bag of chips and they don't have nothing in their trophy. They don't even have a trophy room. So they're talking. And when you go into the offices of Cincinnati, you don't see nothing but an artificial plant to the right, an artificial plant to the left, and maybe a cactus because that's all they have. Joe Flacco is like Tom Brady against us. We have to get to him. Our defense has to be opportunistic and get turnovers, but shut down the third downs. That is been our Achilles heel for many years now, no matter how much money we spent on defense.
Yeah, I agree.
And I like to see a little bit more of TJ Watt. I mean, and I would love to see Metcalf in fighting the double teams, getting some receptions, getting about 120 yards, touchdowns, and be the physical guy that he looks like, and be the physical football player on the field that we know he can be. Because right now, if we went dollars for receptions, every reception he gets probably is like 8.5 million, and that's not a lot in the last 3 weeks. He's been very invisible, but I believe we will win. Yeah, they're not. We need this game too, Mark. This is a big game.
Okay, let's go that first. The standings now, if the Steelers lose this game, they move to 5-5. If the Ravens beat the Browns on the same day, they move to 5-5, and the Bengals would move to 4-6. That's bad. That's really bad. So the Steelers this is like almost a must win because you want to keep the Bengals away, end their season. Joe Burrow is talking about coming back. He's talking about the division. He's in a 21-day window, so he might be back in December. Although I still don't think that's going to change too much because the defense is still allowing 48 points, 35, 40 points per game or whatever it is. So this is one for the division where the Steelers, they're 1-1 right now. They beat the Browns. They lost to the Bengals. You cannot allow the Bengals to just sweep you in this division because the Bengals fans are going to hold it on us for fucking ever like they normally do. And yeah, a lot of them are rat bags. They're just the last few years.
I just think this game against the Chargers was the worst game all year long. We had a chance to beat Cincinnati. We were up with 2 minutes to go. The Packers, we were leading that game, and then the fumble, and then the interception and fumble at the home opener with Seattle. We've been in every game this year except for this past Sunday night. We were until about the halfway to the third quarter. We were in that game too, but that was the worst game of the year so far.
They'll just outplayed. They'll outplayed, and like Jeddah said, it was just got too far out of hand, and their offensive scheme with the jumbo wasn't there. All things weren't there. But going back to the Bengals, they win this game. They'll move to 4-6 with one game away from the Ravens, and then they would win 3 games in a row in the division. But the Bengals right now, they're allowing 33 points per game, 300 yards, 300 points all season. So this is one where you want to see a bounce back with their offense and Rodgers. And I don't know, do you guys remember the stat line it was last time? Or what they scored a lot of points. They had a lot of points, right, versus the Bengals last time. Yeah, how many points did they?
It was like 30. Was it 32 or something?
Yeah, 33-31. So let me see what Rodgers did last time.
Yeah, 33-31. It was like heartbreaking.
He had 4 TDs and 2 interceptions. If he can clean up the interceptions, this is a game where they can beat this defense. Like
most of these interceptions that he has, Mark, are not on him. A couple. That Austin one was in his. Most of the receivers.
Volleyball pitch.
I think he throws the ball too hard because if it's in your hands or in your chest, you got to catch it. I don't understand why the receivers are not doing that, and that's why he's getting frustrated. I'd be frustrated too.
But I think as with the going back to the stat line from versing them last time, he was 249 yards. He had 4 TDs, 1 to Fryman that should have ended the game with our defense playing better, and they went down the field and scored. They ran the rock 16 times with Jalen Lawrence. They still need more of that.
No,
30,
25 times.
Yeah, they definitely need more. But they had like quite a lot of yards, and they had 31 points. Just that the defense was terrible. And now our defense looks better. Do you think Shano, will Flacco play the similar way, which was short passing, quick passing to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase?
Well, Higgins is so good, and so is Chase, so they're going to eat. They're going to eat. It's just a matter of they just got to make some tie. Here's what I'm thinking. They're going to get a couple series, and they're going to get some first downs, but you just got to make 4 or 5 really good defensive plays in a row to get a stop. And if they get a couple stops and they score when they get the ball, it's going to be another 33-31 game. I mean,
it's going to be a high-scoring game as well.
I hope not.
Mm.
That defense has to show up and shut them. If the Cincinnati Bengals punt more than twice, we win the game.
Right. Yeah, right.
And you don't want. I hate to say it. And I say this all the time. You go back to these bigger teams, these good teams back in 2005 and 2010. They controlled the ball and then they controlled the clock. The Steelers, however, left 2 games on the table where they let the team drive down the field with a few seconds left. And I said, oh my gosh, we scored too early. There's too much time on the clock. They're not that type of possession type of ball control offense. It's just not in their DNA now. So you have to be cognizant of that when you're giving the ball back. So
they are I think the worst in the NFL, and I think we have to give a bit of a critique to the offense and also Coach Tomlin as well. 22 minutes, you cannot win games like that. If you control the ball for 22 fucking minutes, you will not win football games. You turn the ball over 3 times, you will not win football games. It's just not going to happen. So that was definitely a punch to the gut in terms of the offense. Maybe doing okay. Maybe teams are starting to figure out what we do is, we use more tight ends and we use the running game when it works. It looks fantastic. However, on the 2-yard, I know I went back to the game, but on the 2-yard line, Bubba, that halfback toss is fucking shit. Right? It's bad. So, anyways, I don't want to.
Everybody knows what we're doing anyway, Mark. It doesn't matter what we do. We've been doing the same shit. We don't look. I think, and we go back to that game. I think the Chargers shut down all the checkdowns for Rodgers.
Oh,
they played
100%.
smart, and then Rodgers, the whole season has been checking down. That last week's game, he couldn't. This week's is a little different, but maybe they just got to let Aaron just light him up. Just go and just start lighting them up, but they got to catch the ball, and that's.
Remember when Big Ben did his own thing? It looked like he was drawing. He had plays come in, but he would just check things around, and
that was his last season.
1-on-1.
Yep.
Yeah, maybe it's something like that where Rodgers just needs to get the connection with Darnell again. Like those are the fun times 3 weeks ago with Darnell, and they didn't use him this game. And I agree. He says, I want to see a good game, and that was dog shit. I hear you. Like the third quarter, even the game in a sense wasn't the best game. It was more of a defensive game.
It was a slugfest, like from the 2005s, man.
Yeah, they were hitting hard. I saw Warren run over a Charger, and that Charger lit him up. Like it was vice versa. It was tit for tat. They were hitting hard. And sometimes teams play us hard because we play them hard too. I do have a shout out to Philip, who joined HDU. Thank you, mate, for joining HDU. I need to do more content on the members side. And also, if you want to check out these two fellas here on Steelers Dynasty Podcast with Bubba's hat. Every one sub, Bubba gives away a hat, I think.
No, members actually get we either ding dong ditch them.
Yeah.
Or you get a imaginary lap dance from Bubba.
And your legs will hurt because I'm the biggest stripper you ever saw. But hey.
Yeah. Love it. Now you guys are doing really well too. I know you guys got rated again from Grossi. That's the third time. So he loves you. Do you guys even know who he is?
I follow him. I was watching his game last night because he was praying for that Packer victory. So I was watching the game and him at the same time. And I thanked him numerous times for coming.
He's the biggest NFL influencer on YouTube.
Yeah, he's trying to get 1 million subscribers. So we're just trying to get 1,000.
Yeah, I'm trying to. He's a YouTuber.
I'm trying to get off 3141. I think my YouTube's broken or something. It doesn't work the way it used to a couple of years ago. Not that I've been doing the content I need to, but that's my own personal doing. Afton says, do Yins like Samuel signing on the practice squad? Let's go there for a bit. They signed to the practice squad, which means he'll probably get customized to the Steelers, and then in 3 or 4 weeks' time, he'll start playing.
Maybe he plays this week. I don't know. You never know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's football ready, but maybe next week. But you never know. I mean, look at Duggar from the Patriots. He came in and had one walkthrough practice and he was playing. I mean, even though he was playing the NFL in New England, they got Sebastian Castro too, and they wanted him because I read where Tomlin says we seen it how good a player he was here in Pittsburgh, and then when Tampa Bay let him go, we wanted him back because we knew what he was all about. And then Juan Thornhill, thank you for your service. Great on TikTok, but not on the field, buddy. So I'm gonna have to delete you now on TikTok because you're not a Steeler.
It just didn't work out with Thornhill. You could kind of see that near the end. They were giving his playing time was getting diminished. Shano, do you think we have a problem with our secondary? Do you have some issues?
Yeah, they're old.
A lot of them are old. Is that it? Okay, next question.
They are. They're old.
They are,
and,
true.
And Porter's overrated. It's just.
Yeah, I hear you.
It is what it is.
I remember when they drafted him. Everybody loved him.
If we got Porter in the 3rd or 4th round, the connection to that Mesm, he should have caught that pass as well, the interception. It's fucking in his hands. I know. That's the second time I went back. I was going to shit on the Bengals. I went back again. The Charger game. Bubba, you put yourself there, me there. We catch that ball.
Well, I don't know about. I'm only going 2 yards and in, but I'll try.
You catch the ball if you're there.
I would try if I was getting paid money. I mean, every game we have to worry about how many times Joey's going to get pass interference. He's got to play clean because every time we stop somebody, he gets a pass interference and extends the drive. I mean, even Debo is telling him he's better. He's got to start playing cleaner football, on his podcast.
If he catches that pass as well, I reckon we have a chance to score points because there was 3
that will turn things around a little bit.
Yeah. So there we go. I like the signing. I think he was a top 25 pick. I'm not going to get so crazy about we're going to go to Super Bowl or anything like that, but I'd say what the Steelers might do if he does play this week, that'd be crazy. But I think he might take reps away from Slay or maybe even Eccles, don't know. But at the same time, he had a really big surgery in April, I hear.
Neck or something, but he's cleared to play.
So this could be a thing where, look, we've got all these players that were good 3 or 4 years ago, right? Peppers, Ramsey,
So how? Yeah, we got an all-star secondary now, but we can't shut anybody down
from 2022 or 21. No, I think Samuel's like junior. He's 25 years of age, so it just didn't work out where he was. But I reckon just let him join the team and see what happens next.
I think they need to call the defense instead of like Steel Curtain the Expendables. So it's like old action heroes. You see like, oh, that's dead Burt Reynolds back there with Chuck Norris and Jean-Claude Van Damme with a walker and on Viagra. I mean,
well, this is probably the best known secondary ever in Steelers history. I mean, everybody, that we got has Ramsey, Slay, Peppers now. Now we got Samuels. Like, these are big name secondary players coming. Yeah. I don't know if their lifeline is expired, but we just need to put some batteries in them and let them go.
Is that a problem there, Bubba? Because we've had that. We had Patrick Peterson. We had
I forgot about him. We had
Dante Jackson, or even he made a pick last week against us. He was there. He was a bit older. Is that a thing that we do now as secondary?
It must be. I never thought we were going to get retreaded tires, out of the tire shop, but I don't know what Tomlin's trying to do. Look, people love to play for him. We all know that. Okay. And they figured, hey, I'm going to have a chance and an opportunity to play for Mike Tomlin, and that's why I'm coming to Pittsburgh. But we just got to get them where they're not, taking Ben Gay as a drink, 3 times a day. We need them a little bit more physical,
Good point as well. Ramsey has been doing well at safety. I agree. Been
doing
good
a lot
there.
More of a safety than
And I think we are missing Deshaun Elliott too. Deshaun Elliott seems to be the number one player on our defense. And you know what I'm saying? The way he organizes and hits people, I think
that was our leading tackler.
Him. So, I definitely think this must be an issue there, because they also brought back, Mike Robinson as linebacker to play probably teams. I've heard now. I read something today that the punting position might change with Williams, because I would prefer Austin, to be honest. I think he's one of the best punt returners in the game.
I'd rather have him Austin as a punt returner, Williams as a kickoff returner.
Yeah.
And that was a freaky accident where he fumbled and it happens. But what was I going to say? Oh, I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
Good. But I think that Austin does a better job in disguising. I talk about it all the time. The fake catches, and it's like the other team thinks he's catching at 20, and then it bounces out of the end zone. Then there's a free 25 yards. I think he's just a better. I think he's a bit like AB back there. I'm not saying Williams is too bad, but I prefer Austin for it. And there's no reason why they can't play him at punt return and receiver, because he's not getting reps at receiver anyway. So I think we should go back to
Roger's buddy MVP should be playing this week.
Well,
that's a big step up.
This could be a 6-hour show. I feel like there are many storylines. What? Sorry, Sano?
You read my mind. It's just like,
what do we do with MVP, MVS?
You put him in some kind of pass formations and get him the ball. And get somebody covering him that'll free up Metcalf, because if you start throwing it to MVP, which I call him, that will clear up Metcalf. I just want to see Metcalf for $35 million, whatever he's getting. He's got to be more physical. And then we're getting away from the tight ends too. We're getting away from the offense that got us to where we were at before we had a couple of these losses,
So if you think if they do activate him, it's give him a chance to get him reps, or at least the threat of going deep, because that's what he was known for.
Yeah.
It's going deep. Okay.
Especially against Cincinnati, because their defense sucks just like their fans.
Yeah. Jesus. That's why I can't stand Cincinnati. Like the last, I think last few years, they've had this Super Bowl window, but now it's closing or closed, because Joe Burrow gets hurt every second week, right? He's out every time. They're a 3-7 team acting like a 10-0 team.
Well, their fans feel like they fucking won something, and they never won anything, and they think they're always full of knowledge, and the NFL has to come down and call them on the phone so they can get up in the morning. Because being a Cincinnati Bengals fan, I guess you're full of knowledge that you know everything, but realistically, you do a promo for 10 minutes and you talk about nothing.
they once wrote a book. The Bengals once wrote a book called "To Rule Them All" when they won the AFC Championship. But to rule them all would mean you have to win the next one.
You would think.
You'd think, right?
Yeah.
You'd think. I just don't like my dislike for them goes back to when Hushman Zada grabbed the terrible towel. I think they had a lot of thuggish players like Vontez Burfict. I didn't like the way he played, and Pac-Man Jones and those guys were. They always talk about Hines Ward and this, but that was very, very physical.
Mine's go back to chicken neck Chris Collinsworth when I was.
You can't stand Collinsworth.
I hate him.
What is that? What's that? Why is that, Bubba?
Because the Steelers beat his ass every time he was playing for Cincinnati, and then every time now he's on a center stage, he always got to have a little bit of jag in, all the time, every time.
He didn't go to a Super Bowl, right? No.
I believe he did, and they played the 49ers, and Joe Montana beat him.
Okay.
Bernie Kosar.
Oh, also, yeah, it's your
Ken Anderson was their quarterback.
It's your Veterans Day today, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I went and saw a movie, and I got a free thing of popcorn.
Nice.
That's all right.
My kids want me to drive around and just collect free shit, but I don't do that. I just kind of I usually hunker down and stay away. But they just want me to drive around. They're like, yeah, free stuff here. You get a free donut here. You get a free beard. You get your beard cut. You get a free car wash.
Just drive around everywhere and see what happens to you.
You go down to the park and the pervert will pat you on the ass for Veterans Day. It's a good time. Let's do it. And I'm like, no, I'm good.
A lot of free stuff, Shane. Your whole car's packed. Your whole car's loaded.
Oh. I get this feel. I don't know why. Because Shana has been, is a veteran. I just get this feeling like those movies like Rambo. I want someone to knock on Shana's door and he's like, "Hey Shane, we need you. We need you out."
Bubba, you can remember this when they're doing all those protests and stuff, and people are like, all these combat vets that I haven't seen in forever are like blowing up my phone, like, "You got your kit ready?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like people are like, you're like, they were like gonna riot and break shit. When was that? When was that?
Yeah, that was couple about a decade ago or something like that.
And I looked at my wife and she's like, "No, you're not going anywhere." I'm like, "Oh, I want to go somewhere."
That's what I want to see.
You want to put your shit. Your shit's gonna be a little tighter, but it fits, and you But the sad thing is, you can still shoot, but in order to load your mags, you got to use reading glasses. You put your reading glasses on to load your mags because you can't see shit.
I would love to see something like that where they come around Shana's house and we need you, Shane, back in the as the FBI agent or whatever you were, and it's like, nah, my time's up. And meanwhile, he's loading his shotgun.
You're like he's like Austin Powers, coming out of ice. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, he pissed forever.
Yeah. Oh hey, baby, I'm here.
That piss goes for 10 minutes. It's a long time. Almost goes longer than our time possession.
That's what it was. Yeah. People are going ape shit.
Yeah. Big shout out to Big G, who does a lot of podcasting on Steel Curtain Network. And also on this guy's everywhere. Big G, where else? You're on Big. There's another show called Steelers Almighty, Big B. He's all over the shop. This guy is everywhere. So he knows his Steelers stuff. Yeah, guarantee. And he works for SEN all the time.
Hey, Big G, do you go off the ledge, or you're very close to the edge sometimes, or are you just laid back, just waiting to know that every week's a different week?
He's on know-it-alls too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There you go.
We Steeler Nation in this. I try sometimes to explain to my friends at work, and what do you do? I do podcasting. Well, did you meet anyone overseas? Well, I kind of know people in the Steelers community. We all fucking know each other because we're on podcast 24/7, right? Yeah. I met so many people over in Ireland that I did podcasts with, or I've known from the internet and stuff. Now, 20 years ago, you probably shouldn't do that. Meet random people from the internet. But nowadays, it's fine. It's easy. Don't worry about it. Just jump in the car, jump in the white van. You're all good, eh, Bubba? Yeah. You guys could have killed me when I went to the bar.
Oh, we would have hung you up like a deer, but you're okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I almost killed myself. In the fights over there. But yeah, that into the change. Obviously, you can build, personal relationships that are quite fun. And we have our Steelers Bible, which is Afton, and she knows everything. If I were to say what was the score on the Steelers versus Bengals in 1972, she'd give me the score in about 5 minutes. All right. So speaking of you know what, the Bengals. Okay, this is the game, fellas. We have to fucking win.
Yes.
We need to win this game because if we lose this one, then to me, it's a little bit of panic mode of that wasn't a fluke last week. They're on the downtrend. I would like to see them play the way they played the Colts, and we know they can do that. Bubba, what do you think for our Steelers if we lose this one?
Oh, I don't.
Is it panic mode?
It's not panic mode, but also too. Last year at this time, we were leading the division too. I don't want to. I don't want to be upset. It's just I know they built this team to take them over one playoff victory. They built this team to take them to a championship or Super Bowl. That's what this team was all about this year. Because I've never seen them sign this big money and do this. They have to shut down Joe Flacco. I believe they're going to get to Flacco this time. Because Flacco, I do believe our defense is a little better because they proved it against the Colts. And by God, that was the best team in the AFC before they met us. And we just got to shut down. Jamar can't be having 17 balls thrown to him either.
No, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. So I believe we run the ball. And once we run the ball, that defense of Cincinnati will be totally steamrolled because that defense sucks anyway. And our defense is starting to climb up the hill to get us to where they need to be because they're not being respected. Everybody's going down on fourth down and getting that fourth down chance against us because there's no respect. And that's what makes me mad too, because we don't get respect. No, we are the goddamn Rodney Dangerfield of the NFL with no respect. As soon as Shane did that, I knew where he was going. But I just want the Steelers
in his sets. I get no respect. Doesn't he always
no
say
respect.
That?
Yep. Oh, he was great. He was great. And then I honestly want fucking Sim to fucking cry because that's all he's been talking about on that show for 3 weeks about Steelers, anti-Steeler this, anti-Steeler that. Like, I'll give props when props are due. Yeah, Cincinnati's offense outplayed us in that game, receiving-wise. Okay, yeah. But this revenge match, Pittsburgh will win. I don't know what the score will be yet because I'm whatever. But I think Joe Flacco, this is where TJ Watt comes in with a strip sack or something. And Joe gets hurt in this Steeler game because I think the Steelers are tired of fucking Joe Flacco like I am. So they're just gonna beat on him bad.
All right. So Afton quickly, under 5 minutes, found out the scores for the Bengals in 1972. The Bengals won the game in December, maybe the last game, 26-24. However, the Steelers split it and they won in November. We won 40-17. So it was a split. In 1972, it was even a split. And that's why, Afton's one of the best here, and she just knows.
That was Franco Harris's rookie year
in 1972.
Yep.
I can't.
That's when the Immaculate Reception. That was the first time the Steelers ever won the playoffs.
He must have scored a few, getting 40 points.
Well, I'll tell you guys. When I was a kid, I was so ugly. I'd play in a sandbox, and the cats would cover me up. I was gonna got no respect. I had no friends. I remember the seesaw. I kept running from one side to the other because no one would play with me.
Is that one of his jokes or one of your jokes?
I don't know.
His jokes. He's like,
I thought it was one of yours, Shane. I was like, wow.
They would throw. I said, hey, I want some bath toys. They threw a toaster and a radio in the bathtub with me.
He's in a lot of good movies, eh? He's in a lot of good movies.
Yeah.
He's a funny one. Shannon, what about coming up? Steelers must-win game for us versus Bengals?
Bubba doesn't think it is, but I think it is. I think this is where the.
But I said it was.
What's that?
Oh, I said it's a must-win game.
Oh, okay. But you said you said it's not the end of the world if they don't win.
Well, I must have got hit in the head.
Well,
Because I don't want to be that typical Steeler guy that
it's
just
going to be
gets
bad.
angry.
Where'd Mark go? There he is.
There he is.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't like him
Having
losing.
flashbacks of my kid. My mom feed me at the high chair with a slingshot. No, seriously, as a Steelers fan, you start to worry. Your worry meter goes up to about here. It's pegged if the Steelers get their teeth kicked in. Because like Afton said in the chat, the Steelers are barely 500 in December. So
yeah, that's terrible.
December, it's not the time when Christmas presents come. It's the time when the Steelers take a big old shit. So got to win some games in November while November's still, we're still 11 days into it.
Yeah, I think as well, it does feel like a must-win game because the division looks like the only way for the Steelers to get in the playoffs, and playoffs are a long conversation away. However, you can't let your division rival beat you twice a year, also in your house, and when you can beat them, you can almost end their season because Joe Burrow is trying to come back. Don't let an embarrassing performance again, and don't be out-coached and out-muscled to a Bengals team that is allowing 34 points per game. This, to me, is definitely a must-win. Maybe even more than the Green Bay, maybe more than the Colts. It's more than Chargers, right? Also, too, the Steelers have a pretty good AFC record as well. So I understand we're 5-4 and it's not going our way just yet, but the Steelers in the conference are 4-2. Right. So that's an okay record. We are better than a lot of teams like Dolphins, Jets. Bengals and Jags are 5 with us from 4. Texans are bad. KC's 5-4. But I guess it's because sometimes how we lose, and it's like the preparation that we're going to win. But this to me is a must win. I think to have that 2-game lead, and you guys went over a bit yesterday. The next 8 games tough. Brutal. Bears in there, Bills in there. They're playing average football, but still, Lions.
Hey, if we beat the Bills, man, there's going to be a fucking tape parade in front of my house because we don't even beat the Bills. You know what I mean? That'll be huge. Okay, we beat the Colts, we beat the Bills, if we beat the Lions this year, and if we beat those 3 teams and we don't get the playoffs, I'm going to be so mad.
What is
that'll be
because you beat the Patriots, you beat the Colts.
Yeah. When you beat New England Patriots in a year, it seems like you're destined for something good.
And then, you know what? I watched their highlights the game last night. They're playing pretty good football. Henderson, the running back's good. Drake May's on fire. I haven't seen their defense, but they beat the Buccaneers, who are a top team. The Patriots might look like they're back. And I spoke to there was a guy at work the other day who goes to the Patriots, and I said, "Do you guys have a franchise quarterback?" He said, "Yep." I said, "We don't have that yet. We've been waiting to find that franchise quarterback because they've got theirs now with Drake May. They can build around him and he's mobile. We've got Rodgers one year, and the Steelers do look like they're doing that. They're getting the Wilson, the Fields, and this and this. They need to have that quarterback to develop into the offense and make it his offense. And then we have maybe that's where the hopium starts to fail because they're like, oh, we've got Rodgers for a year and then that's it, Yep. All right, fellas, I got a different idea. What's one Bengals memory that you cherish the most that has happened with the Steelers versus Bengals and where it could be a big play, it could be a win, it could be something like that. Bubba, I'll start with you. What's like one Bengals moment you think is like the absolute bee's knees of like Steelers versus Bengals?
Well, this is not probably a lot of people will probably bash me for this, but when Kimo von Ohoffen hit Carlson Palmer in the knee, that was the end of their playoff run, and that took them. It took them a long time.
They hate that. By the way,
I mean, he completed a big pass. But then he was on the sidelines, and it was all she wrote on that game. And that was the game that, circulated that Super Bowl run because we got hot at that right time. So that play right there catapulted us into the Super Bowl.
JJ52, I'm going to take your smoked. Juju, clean with the blind side.
All right, let's bring that up.
I saw his soul leave his body, him go above people, see the play, and then come back down. I saw it because, ESPN has that type of camera technology now.
All right, let me bring up 2 pictures because this was a great hit because that was almost a revenge what happened to AB. And now, is AB in jail? Didn't they get him?
They got him.
He was released on bond, wasn't he?
I think he's
staying. No, he was in UAE and they picked him up and brought him back to Miami. He's in jail somewhere.
He's in jail.
I follow him on Twitter. I'm gonna. He's probably living right next to me in this house that somebody.
I think he's in a bit of trouble, AB.
I don't know.
One of my favorite players, and I bought his jersey because he was an outstanding receiver. He just went bonkers.
He was one of the greatest receivers of all time, probably. I mean,
absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
Funny. Alrighty, let me bring up this because I agree with Shane's one. The best Bengals moment I think is one of them is the Juju Burvick hit, and here's the hit here, boom, and then the standover.
A lot of T-shirts were made on that one.
Now, if I play this fast enough, will YouTube get me the copyright laws if it's like a hit like this? Oh. You know, it looks like it's a motion picture.
That's good.
No, it's good.
Probably not. That hit was fantastic. That block knocked his socks off. And that was because of, I think it was a year after the AB thing. I'm going to stick around the AB thing. I'll tell you what, one of my favorite moments of beating the Bengals is Chris Boswell in the playoff game. They won 18, same thing, 18-16. All Chris Boswell field goals.
Oh, I remember
They lose by that. And Joey Porter I've got another one too. Joey Porter, they got the AB got the hit right, 15 yards. Then Joey Porter comes over for no reason, sticks his head in there, and then the other guy pushes him, another 15 yards, and that's when they line the field goal up to win. We had no right winning that game.
No, we did not.
At all.
That was the meme. That was the meme where that Cincinnati fan, that girl was crying. The meme where she was crying.
We had, he's in Dubai. Okay, Dubai. And now he's out. Yeah, that always happens.
But also too, I remember a good highlight of Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati was in the overtime victory the Steelers won, but then TJ Watt, tore his bicep in that game, and that's when he went out. But it was we weren't picked to win that game at all. TJ had a great game, went into overtime, and then he tore his bicep.
And that was in Cincinnati, right? It was in Cincy, 18-16.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Andy Dalton was there, I think, right? So that was one of my favorite moments when Chris Boswell won us the game back and forth. And, yeah, the hit gave us a chance. I think even didn't we, fumble a ball or something too? Oh, no, they fumbled the ball. They fumbled the ball. That's right. They fumbled the ball. They're trying to run the clock out. They fumbled it. And then Joey Porter comes over, and next minute, flag. Chris Boswell nails it. And I know he missed one the other day, but he's one of the best. Also, fellas, if you remember, and I can't play the video, one of my other favorite Bengals moment is when Big Play Will Gay did the celebration of a lifetime, and he picked off, can't remember who it was, one of the might have been Andy Dalton, runs to the house, and their celebration goes for about 2.5 minutes. You guys remember seeing that? And he's like,
"Oh yeah." They hate each other. Like that team.
Oh yeah,
Cincinnati hate. I mean, we all. Because back in the day, the Steelers, they just beat up on Cincinnati. And I do remember the one year when Cleveland and Cincinnati beat us up bad, but it was actually the Steelers that went to the playoffs my senior year in high school because, like I said, it was on the back of Merrill Hodge. So anything can happen. NFL is a crazy, 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 crazy world. Anything can happen.
So fans describe this William Gay TD celebration as never ending. I tried to Google it, and it says the exact duration is not official, but I think it was about for 1.5 minutes that he celebrated. And the best part was when the camera looked over to Joey Porter, and then he's on the ground doing the arm hit. I thought that was just one of the best. Also, to shit on the Bengals even more, there was a time that the Bengals, they hadn't won a playoff game, and we're getting probably close to it as well, by the way. They didn't won a playoff game in 11,000 days in I think it was 11, 12 years. Or no, 15 years. So the Steelers are getting close to that. But I was counting down the days until they won. What was it? Yeah, the Bengals had won. Well, they've only won how many playoff games they won? They've won playoff games 10 and lost 16. But there was a time where they only won 3 or something.
I think when I was a season ticket holder, I seen Troy Polamalu intercept Carson Palmer and go in for a touchdown. I was at that game.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Because they were teammates in college.
Wasn't there another good Bengals moment when Troy ran through the line before the ball snapped? He was sideways?
Yeah, he did that quite frequently, I think.
He'd be called now because they call TJ in high school when they're not offside. He'd be called.
Yeah, well, those referees like they didn't call that one pick. I think that was a pick play or something on Metcalf.
That's not the reason why we lost part of it. But
no, it's not. No, but these referees, they get all this money, and these games are just, it's like a WWE. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that was definitely a flag, and that could have helped us too.
Did you know? I told Shane yesterday on our show. Did you know in the jumbo package, Spencer Anderson had to take a play out before he could come back in his regular position?
I know it now, but I didn't know then.
I didn't know that until I was listening to Steelers beat writer talking about it. I did not know that. I thought he could go right back in, but that's not the case.
It's almost like if they don't have Ciamalo there, I'm going to plan to run jumbo. They don't have any idea what to do. It didn't work. It didn't work either. Whatever they did didn't happen. So
I just think people know this. We're too we're too bland. Predictable. Like you're eating the same goddamn thing. Like, oh, here's an ice cream, but it's just plain old ice cream. You want some nuts, you want some strawberries, you want some pineapple, you want some chocolate, some caramel. No, the Steelers offense is just plain old white ice cream. And some people like white ice cream, but I like all kind of flavors with all that stuff added in.
Not every day. Not every day. You want to change that?
Look at
Don't bullshit me. You're an Oreo Blizzard guy every fucking time.
Sometimes I had a couple. I had Reese Pieces one time.
Ooh, you're wild, man, Bubba.
I know. I used to have M&Ms, peanut M&Ms, or M&Ms and Oreo Blizzard.
Tammy, I'm feeling frisky. Get out the Reese Pieces.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh. You guys have this? Do you guys have this in USA? M&M minis? You ever have that?
Yeah, I have those.
No.
Yeah, okay.
They're little teeny M&Ms.
You put them up your nose, or what do you stick them up your nose? What do you do?
You might. So you got enough of them, really. You have enough.
Well, before every game, Mark, I could go through a whole big bag of peanut M&Ms before kickoff because that's how fucking excited I used. And I had to quit because I'd be on a sugar high.
It is tough because you get to a certain point where you're eating them, they're tasty, and then you start to the point where you feel a bit sick.
Yeah,
and then you're like, well, I probably should have ate the whole bag. You're like, now I feel really ill.
Bag's done. and then like, oh my God, it's not even kickoff. You just ate a whole 2 pounds of peanut M&Ms and you got nothing to eat the rest of the game.
And the bag will say, serving suggestion is like, 12 of them. No one's gonna eat fucking 12 M&Ms. Like a handful.
I ate 12 bags.
Yeah. That's how it gets you. Holy dooly. Let's shit on the Bengals a little bit more before we get out of here.
They suck.
What else can we? Well, you guys will watch them when I was in the 80s.
I used to watch them when he had the icky shuffle.
How were they in the 80s? Tell me about that.
They had a couple good years.
They went to the Super Bowl in the 80s.
They
met Joe Montana, and you can't beat the 49ers. They beat us.
Met them twice, right? 49ers met them twice in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Joe Montana, I believe.
Icky Woods, and he did a thing called the Icky Shuffle.
I think their nose tackle Tim Crumry broke his leg in the Super Bowl. I believe. I believe. Don't quote me, because I'm going to be honest with you, Mark. I don't know a lot of history of that shitty organization of the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know that much, but I know they was in the Super Bowl in the 80s. They were tough in the 80s, just like Cleveland and Houston. I mean, that division was very, very tough for the Steelers in the 80s because we didn't have a quarterback.
So the second Super Bowl they went to, they lost to the San Fran 49ers in 2016 on January 22nd, 1989. I would have been 28 days old.
Woo!
29 days old.
Wow,
that would have been like, and I would have been like pooing and vomiting everywhere and stuff. You know what I mean? I would have been so happy.
I was a senior. I was a senior in high school.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. Here's the truth, sir. We didn't even watch the Super Bowl. We had a Super Bowl party. All as we did, we didn't even watch it. And Shane knows where we were down at Rob Mears' grandfather's cabin, and we had a whole bunch of girls, and we had A-frame, and we were getting drunk, and we were trying to hook, and we had to turn the score on to see who won, just so we could tell our parents who won the Super Bowl.
You walk in there, there's a tanning bed right to the right, so shenanigans are happening.
And then 2 weeks later, the place burnt down and had to build a new log cabin. Not because
of it burnt down right after that, huh?
Yeah, about a week later, yeah. Yeah.
So the 49ers versus Bengals was not that important. What's more important was having a good time.
Having a good time back then. Yeah. Because they beat the Steelers and stuff like that. So once the Steelers weren't into playoffs, I really, truly just wrapped up my NFL season.
Who was the Bengals quarterback? Was it
Boomer
Esiason?
Boomer
Esiason.
Kenny Anderson was in the first Super Bowl. And that's when Collinsworth played in the first Super Bowl. And they had Ickey Woods was, I think, in the second Super Bowl, the running back.
Right.
Their defense wasn't that bad, but it wasn't like super duper, if I remember.
Because for going back to some playoff years too, like there was a time when they had lost it since 1990. They lost the divisional round, was one of the last ones they lost a wild card playoff first in 2005. They lost in 2009, I think, against the Jets or someone. I think back in 2011, 2012, they lost against Texans twice in a row, like 2 years. They lost again. And then they lost in 2013, 2014, 2015 was us, I think. That was us when they lost the wild card round. Then they finally won some games and lost the Super Bowl. So they've had more success. But I was counting the days they had not won a playoff game in a long time. But now that the longest one is the Miami Dolphins, haven't won a playoff game since 2000.
Well, Dan Marino's last playoff game, they lost, I think it was like 60-0 or something, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so
well, it'll be a while before Cincinnati gets into playoffs anytime soon anyway. So
yeah, 100%. Just one more thing to shit on the Bengals, and we'll do a bit of a score prediction and get out of here. The big thing for me is that the Bengals they act like a team that have had success, but they never have. AFC championships don't count. You need the big one. 59 years and still nothing. Nothing.
And their team was brought to you by Paul Brown, because didn't Paul Brown leave the Cleveland Browns and went to Cincinnati?
Yeah.
So
the whole thing's all crazy, isn't it? Because the Ravens went with the Browns and stuff.
I mean, it's all bad. And I mean, you got the Houston Oilers were a good team, but they never could get over the hump either, because they could never get through the hump, because the hump was going through Pittsburgh, and Bum Phillips could never, in the late 70s, they had a good team. They just could not beat Pittsburgh in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's it. And to answer Sean's question, we talked about we're pretty happy and okay with Sunday Samuel. The question was there somewhere, I can't remember what it is.
Well, I have a question before you get out here, you both. Is the 21-day limit up for Corey Trice and Will Howard, or is it very close for these guys to be activated?
Will Howard, I think, is Wednesday. I think.
I hope they activate him. And I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's Wednesday. They put him on the squad by. Yeah, Wednesday.
She would know. I mean, if you don't know, you don't know, and you don't know, Afton knows.
So they should put him back on the roster to be QB number 3.
Yes.
You don't want to lose him, because other teams will pick him up on the practice squad.
Oh,
the Raiders will pick him up, or someone like that, or the Browns will pick him up.
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's do some scores and predictions. I'll go first this time. I think the Steelers are going to come out here and play a better brand of football. I'm not too worried. I think the offense will be better. I actually think the Steelers can win by 2 scores if they get after Joe Flacco. So I'm going to go Steelers win this one 34. Yeah, we'll score points this time. We'll score TDs. 34-23. We win by 7 or something like, well, what was that? 12 points. 34-23. So, Shana, what do you think?
31-24 Steelers.
31-24. Love it. Okay. Baba.
I'm going to go better defense this time. They're not going to score as much. It's going to be probably 23-34 Pittsburgh.
23 what, sorry?
23 Cincinnati, 34 Pittsburgh.
Okay. All right.
Good one.
Yeah, I definitely think we can win. Before we go, though, I haven't played this for a long time. I'm going to play it. I have a video out there that I made 3 years ago. I don't know if you guys haven't seen this, but
I liked your AI one the other day. The one you had the little people. do whatever.
Yeah, this AI thing. I think you guys done some stuff too. It's like you can't. I don't know what you can. You type something in, you never know what you're gonna get. Like ever. Hang on a minute. Can you search your own stuff? Can't you? I think you can. I made this video. Have you guys? Probably not. Super Bowl was when the Bengals. You know the Bengals lost against the Rams.
Yeah, I watched that game.
Let me.
Poor play calling. They should have won that game, but Aaron Donald stopped them, I believe.
Okay, let me show you this. Wait a second. Let me bring it up. Fuck. There's so many. By the way, guys, in the background, there's controls everywhere that I'm trying to find things. Here we go.
I feel you.
You feel like you're working for NASA. I can do it on my. I don't think there's any copyright thing. I don't know. We'll find out. All right. This is if you guys ever played Red Dead. Have you ever played Red Dead before or not?
I've heard of it. I've seen video of it.
Okay. So me and my friend were playing Red Dead a couple of years ago, and this is me playing. Actually me playing, and I made it into a Bengals meme. So just one quick shout out to fuck you Bengals, you fucking losers. You're all losers.
That's
Bunch
right.
of losers. You fucking Bengal fan losers. You're all fucked. All right. Let me play this. Here we go. Back on the. Oh, let's fell off. How do I get on there? Oh, fuck! Oh my Jesus! All right, I don't know if that music's copyright or not. We'll find out.
It's like the it was so sad, like the Incredible Hulk. You know.
Yeah, we'll find out if that's copyright or not. We'll get a letter in the mail. I just cannot stand them. I fucking hate them with a passion.
That's your worst team ever, isn't it?
Yeah, because this how cocky they are now. Just everything about them. I do have another video too.
They don't have nothing to be cocky about. That's the funny part.
I do have another video where, like, I don't know where it's gone. If you just type in Bengals suck, half my content comes up.
Everything's titled Bengals suck.
Yeah, pretty much. Half the content comes up. It's like, oh my goodness.
Good thing you can't play that stuff tomorrow because that would be your whole show.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even need to be there. I get paid not to be there.
Oh, you know what you need to do? You need to here's what you need to do. Tomorrow, when you say you have to blow, you might sneeze or something. Can you put on your thing like Bengals suck on your thing when you're not there, and then you go back on? You know what I mean? Like your logo. Oh, that'd be funny.
I definitely can. Yeah.
That would be like.
I'm gonna show one more before we go because I actually wrote as well. I remember this is like 2 years ago when I had more time and I was so stupid. I wrote Joey B a letter. I think after the game. There's me with a nice haircut.
You wrote Joe Burrows a letter?
Yeah, I wrote Joe Burrow a letter.
Tell us about what this letter has stated.
Okay, hang on.
Calm down a bit, man. Calm down. I got a special video for you guys. But this block of the century is for the Bengals. You thought you had it all year, but you're terrible. You're just as bad as us because you joined us on the couch now. We're sitting on the playoff couch and so are you. You're blocked.
That one I can't play. That does get blocked. Hang on. Can't play that.
You're
I remember.
blocked.
Yeah, I used to block people all the time. All right, here's the letter to Joe Burrow.
For once again.
Oh, hang on a minute. Here it is.
Around here. I'm Steelers Nation Australia.
I fucked it up.
I don't care. They suck. That's the point. Nah, I don't feel bad for them at all. All right, guys. Check out this video for the next 2 minutes. Enjoy. Just got to send him a letter now. To Joey Bungle. Thank you Bungles and my mate Joey. Thanks, mate. Just want to send you a nice little letter from today's performance. As it's written here. Hello, Bungles. Wait a minute. That's a bit too informal. We need to be a bit more proper around here. I'm Steelers Nation Australia. I need to be more proper. Dear Bungles. Thank you once again for losing in the playoffs. Oh, it just warms my little heart. Thank you for once again losing in the playoffs. Thank you, Bungles, for losing another Super Bowl. Oh, excuse the last part. I can't write that in there. That's not proper. Thank you, Bungles. Capital B. For trying your best. But your best just wasn't good enough. I'm sorry. And yet again, your record is now 0-3 in Super Bowl appearances. That's awesome. Thank you. With my heart. Thank you, Bungles. Thanks. You suck. You're terrible. You suck, Bengals.
All right.
Kind regards.
Kind regards.
Your
I'm
mate.
a loser.
Everyone's mate. Steelers Nation Australia.
All right, that was my letter to Joey Bungle. So that's how much I fucking hate him.
Funny.
Hate him.
That's funny.
Can't stand them. I honest to goodness want them to lose every year.
I know. And tomorrow you got to light them up.
Every year. Yeah. Let's hope so. I know they're gonna because they're to buy. They'll go.
He's not. They don't even let you talk.
Yeah, I'm a bit over it. I might quit next year.
Well,
before
you leave, drop the mic bomb.
Yeah, I think I'll do the season and not come back next year because it's not where it's turned into not football talk. It's not football talk at all. It's actually it's pathetic.
You're in between two bookends, Zay and Zim, two Z's, and they're not Zorro.
And they've never won.
They never won nothing, and they just bitch a lot.
That's why the other bloke is quite reasonable because he can talk football and have success. Right. Anyways, fellas, that was good. Good show. You guys have a good show tomorrow too. On
we're gonna try. We're gonna try.
Why's that?
We're gonna try.
You'll be right.
Well, we'll be
right. You always have a good show.
I think so. We'll be right as rain on these two versions now. Straight up in landscape. Boop, boop.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to see my stats, see if I'm going to do it again. Because I guess the audience does. I got Ali in here. I've got Brian who let's go Buffalo. I guess it does work, but we'll see. I'll see how it works out. Yeah. And Joey said he got rated by Grossi too. So I'll see how it figures out. It's just a new audience that comes around to these streams, and that's what we want. We want people to enjoy the content, have fun, and this. You guys are a good podcast. I do my best because we don't clickbait. We just have fun and we just talk fucking Steelers. That's what we do. We don't talk about imaginary stuff. G'day, Jerry. What's going on?
No, because everything we talk about is the truth and stuff that happened to us that we don't want to talk about, but we talk about anyway. Don't
play that game of that clickbait shit and all Steelers talk does about, is this Mike Thomas last season? It's like, no, it's not this last season. He's here to 2027.
He's here. That's right. And he's not going nowhere. And even Rich Island, you see that?
Yeah, saw that.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I mean, hey.
So, yeah, good show, guys. Check out Steelers Dynasty Podcast tomorrow at 9 p.m. every Wednesday. Their go-to show pretty much is the one they've been doing for yonks and yonks and yonks. They'll have a lot to say about the Steelers versus Bengals. It is a must-win game for us, I think. That is turning up and winning by, if it is 17-7. Don't care. They must win this game. They have to have the division be a 2-game split, or at least then make it only us and the Ravens to win. Can't let the Bengals come in. These day Bengals win, the Joey B noise will be, oh my goodness, will he come back? Like, fucking frustrating. You know what I'm saying? So, let's get out of here. Thanks, fellas. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Shane. Thanks in the chat. Thanks to Philip as well for joining the HDU. I'll give you a shout out in the next few minutes on the post. And yeah, good night. We can definitely get through this, fellas. If we turn up and play good football and offensively speaking, they can hold Rodgers up to throw. He's passing good before.
Mm-hmm.
We can do it. You guys will be live. I'll be live at 5 a.m. Fucking.
Ooh.
Yeah, we can do it. I won't be in Poland this time or fucking wherever I was.
You're seeing this purgatory.
I'll be
out there hanging out with some wires so you get your internet so you can get on, out the hotel window.
Yeah, pretty much. All right. See yous. You know what? No, we'll play this one again. We'll play Rocky. Give a shout out to Veterans Day for Rocky. We played it last week. We'll play it again. So he's a really good bloke for the Steelers, and I've never met him, but we'll play Rocky for Veterans Day. All right, see you guys. See you.
Black ice spot, and you're sliding, and you're spinning off, and you're going over the side, and there's a tree right in front of you. You're not sitting in that driver's seat going like, oh shit, I'm going to hit this tree. You go, oh my God. That's the reaction you had on that last minute. The ball was thrown. All you saw was a collision, the ball go.
You think it's over.
Like this. It's over. You went, like this, and you missed the whole thing.
Missed the play.
You saw it on replay. You saw it all these years later. But at that moment.
So you were kind of...
I was on the sidelines, and I said to myself, I can remember this. I said to myself, I can't watch this. and honest to God, I walked away, and then I hear the scream and go up and so on.
Thank you, Mr. Bob.
You're welcome.
Thank you. You might remember Rita,